2, RD1 bleed.
Launch director called out the strong back retract has started. On the left, you'll see it go back just a couple of degrees.
Stage 1, RD1 bleed.
We are just 4 minutes away from liftoff. Again, at this moment, Bob and Doug are really just laser focused on those displays. They have insight directly into Dragon and the Falcon 9. They're able to see where their fuel loading is at, how everything's progressing down with the count.
AFTS final setup started.
Three and a half minutes from launch.
And the strong back is now reclining away from the Falcon 9.
And the matter purges.
So now that goes back to the crew launch windows back.
I'll go bleed.
Alright. We're 3 minutes away, folks.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal count and is on internal power. Stage 1, LOX load closed out.
Okay, we're at T-minus 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Stage 1 LOX load is closed out. Stage 2 will continue to load for about another half a minute or so. Once we get the completion of stage 2 LOX loading, we have to vent down the line, so you'll see another large white cloud coming off of the strongback. That'll be normal. That'll happen
Vehicle
around
is transitioning to
T-minus
internal power.
1 minute and 40 seconds. We're going on internal power now.
Just a few seconds away from the stage 2 LOX load being complete. It's been almost 9 years since we've been in this position. A lot of work done by thousands of people to get to this point. All our eyes focused on 2 now.
Go to water.
Stage 2 LOX load is closed out. Propellant fails are complete. Dragon is in auto idle.
Wait, so they're right at the tip of the. They're right at
Stage
the
2
top.
LOX load
Yep.
complete.
They're in.
All fuel, all oxidizer on Falcon 9. 1 minute 34 seconds to go till
Let's
launch.
go, man.
Imagine
Ground gas closeout is starting.
So it's very vacuum.
Like the space shuttle, this shuttle and stuff, we didn't get to see inside there, but they're gonna have video. They're gonna be videoing this inside the
Yeah,
capsule.
we're gonna record it. Wait, so what is this? What are they trying to do?
Man,
They're
their
going to attach
spaces
to
look
the-
way cooler.
Way better, yeah. They're gonna go. This is
attached to it.
so. This is still called
Falcon 9
demo
is in
2.
startup.
So
Dragon
what
is
this
in
mission
countdown.
is, this is for
FPS
NASA
is
to
armed for launch.
certify them that they are approved to now carry.
Under a minute now, the
So
FPS,
technically
the
those
flight
guys are
termination
test
system, has
pilots,
been
right?
armed.
SpaceX
Dragon,
test
SpaceX.
pilot.
They're
Go
the
for
first
launch.
guys. They're NASA test pilots, but they're the
Oh.
first guys to use this ship,
SpaceX Dragon,
this rocket
we're go for
combination
launch.
to
Let's
go
light this
to
candle.
into orbital space.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I wonder if that place where I worked made some parts for the SpaceX.
Here we go, you guys. Yeah, definitely. Here we go.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA. Go SpaceX. Godspeed. Bob and
They're
Doug.
gonna show it probably. These guys are going to space.
So rises a new era of American
Look how
space
slow
science.
it- look how
This is the
slow it
innovation
takes
of
off.
a new generation continuing the dream.
And I love
The
this
speed
movie.
of the
Look at
space
this
station propulsion is phenomenal.
T plus 30 seconds into this historic mission. flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9, and look at them go.
Falcon power telemetry nominal.
M1D throttle down.
We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. We're in the throttle bucket. Reports say all systems are go.
I forgot over that's crazy.
We've exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9.
Wait, have they even broken
M1D
speed
throttle
yet?
That was Mach 1.
Oh, okay.
So if
We're
you look at
throttling
big
back
move,
up
like
to
a
full
huge
power as we're through next Q.
Copy 1 Bravo.
if you see the speed indicator, it's
And we heard that 1 Bravo call out. That's just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage has done its
That's
job
them.
and they switch
Exactly
over to the
that.
second. At this point, Bob and Doug pulling about 2.3 Gs, 2.3 times the Earth's gravity, already moving at over 1,500 miles per hour.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light. That'll come at about 2:44 into flight. Right now, everything continuing to look good. Next major event coming up is going to be the triple. We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry astronauts into orbit. Coming up in about 20 seconds.
Either out of Earth, out of
M1D throttle down.
Yeah.
We heard we're throttling down the Merlin engines
So
on
they-
the first stage.
So they're still, like, they turn the engines off, but look, the speed is still increasing because they're,
Yeah, because nothing's gonna stop them.
right.
And we have Miko.
Okay, here comes
Nico.
watch the left side.
Falcon stage separation confirmed. Copy 2 Alpha.
So look, you can see
And
that
back ignition.
the second engine starts, and that's the engine starting on the left-hand side. You're looking out the top of the first stage.
All right, we have stage separation confirmed. The first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage being powered by that single Merlin 1D vacuum engine has ignited and is now
Acquisition of signal
carrying
loss.
Bob and Doug into orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second
Stage 2
stage,
propulsion is
You know
nominal.
Robin does weekends here?
No, those are
which
just
will cut off at Seco, where second engine cut off at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds
Say,
into
we're
today's
from
flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still
Bob and
on
Doug
this
Mackenzie.
second stage. You heard the call out to Alpha, so they're now in the longest abort zone that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard, almost to Canada. Things looking good though, getting good call outs, nominal propulsion on that second stage. Bob and Doug continuing to make their way into orbit.
That's a picture.
When your generation goes up to space, it's gonna be Ryan and Tyler.
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
No, it's gonna be Kyle and Ryan.
Yeah.
Acquisition of signal
Blake.
No
Bermuda.
one
SpaceX Dragon nominal
gonna be
trajectory.
smart enough to make it on a space.
Oh, it's funny how we already have a preconceived for me.
All right, here in
Jason
nominal
and Tony.
trajectories, the Dragon
Jason's
pointed in the right direction, continuing to make their flight uphill. Heard acquisition of signal Bermuda, that's one of the other ground stations that they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these guys are stuck in those suits in that position for 20 hours, for 19 hours.
Hey, I was stuck that way going to Idaho with you.
Yep. That's how long that's gonna take them to get
It's like
there,
18
so.
good straight hours.
Isn't that amazing?
Can they sleep?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah, they can do
A
all the
little over
regular
4
stuff. They
minutes,
can-
40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles per
Dragon
hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Sorry, Kitty.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory continuing.
So here comes the lower rocket coming back.
And while they continue uphill, looks like we are getting a view of the first stage as well.
Yep, on your right screen, you can see that first stage with the grid fins deployed. It's making its way back to attempt to land on our drone ship, Of Course, I Still Love You today.
station.
We're just
tomorrow
about a
morning.
minute, a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9 Merlin engines do ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back
So
into the
the
Earth's
first
atmosphere.
stage is on the
And then
right-hand side,
after
that's-
the entry burn will be the landing burn, which is just a single
Yes.
Dragon
engine.
Yeah.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
So they didn't say how
And
long
you
the
heard-
two guys are going to stay.
Starting
They
to
were originally going to get on the space
Is
shuttle
that
and
call
then
out?
come
They
back.
are still on a
They
nominal
decided
trajectory
because
on
the space
Dragon.
station is undermanned right
Still
now,
on
they
second
decided
stage,
to
and
leave
that's
those
that
two guys up
MVAC
there
engine
for
on second stage on your
20
left
days or a
screen.
month or something. So they don't just get to go up as test pilots.
It sounds like the makings of a story.
Again,
Yeah.
on your right screen is that first stage booster coming back towards our drone ship. Of course, I still love you. We're about a minute away from entry burn.
Isn't this amazing? They changed the attitude, the bottom
Meanwhile,
of the
that second
ship.
stage
They
continuing to
changed
power
the way it's
Dragon into
angled.
orbit. Again, if you're keeping an
And
eye on
it's
that
coming
timer,
down,
that's
like
going
you
to
can see it
continue to
coming
burn
down.
until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight. So a little over 2 minutes from now, we'll hear the call out SECO. It'll then be a little
Stage 2 propulsion is still good.
a little over 3 minutes until Dragon physically separates from the second stage of the Falcon 9 after the upper
Dragon
stage gets a
SpaceX
chance.
nominal trajectory.
Dragon copies, nominal
Look, it's coming through
trajectory.
the clouds. Isn't that amazing? Like,
Continuing to check in with Bob and Doug as they are on a nominal trajectory. Just about 10 seconds away from that first stage, starting that entry burn on your right screen. We should be able to see that view live.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
where's the entry burn?
And there is that entry burn
Acquisition signal,
beginning.
yeah.
Is this what it would be like for us to
This
watch
burn
a
lasts
show?
about 36 seconds long.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Literally laughing.
I like how you can watch the grid fins thing like swivel, like they'll like move like this.
Flies wide.
Well, that entry
You're
burn
watching the
continues. We're
steering
just
it.
about a minute away from SECO. We'll have a number of events all happen in rapid succession. That'll be the second engine cutoff.
Stage 1
We'll be
entry burn.
looking for that stage 1 landing burn shortly after.
It's insane.
Yeah, actually just within a few seconds of each other. It's such a cool view on your left screen, seeing Bob and Doug on Dragon. Right now you can see the displays that they are seeing right now
Terminal
themselves.
guidance.
That's insane.
And back to all step.
Isn't that cool? Of course, someone's calling.
We are coming up
Some
25
putts
seconds or so
making us-
away from
making us
SECO, or second engine cutoff.
robocall.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about
Stage 1
1.8.
entry Sonic.
Oh, come on.
Copy Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort at this point, it would either be an abort to orbit or to land off the coast
Come on,
of
come on,
Ireland,
let's see
standing
the
by
landing
for
burn.
second
Stage 1 landing
cutoff
startup.
confirmation.
And back to all step.
Okay, there's second engine cutoff.
And back shutdown. Stage 1 landing
We
wing.
have to wear masks when they're doing this.
Yeah.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
Yo,
Now we are waiting for our first stage to make its way to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital
I
insertion.
missed it.
Is confirmation of nominal
Dragon
orbital
copies,
insertion.
nominal orbital
It's way past
insertion.
it, look.
And what you're seeing on your screen is a live view of our drone ship, where our first stage will be coming down. Looks like we lost that live view, but we'll wait for confirmation of that landing shortly here.
Falcon 9 first stage successfully landed.
And there you can see on your screen, Falcon 9 has landed. This is the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us. And as you can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are still making their
Like, you
way
guys
to
have no
their
idea, like seeing
targeted
this in the
orbit.
70s
Someone need a
and
recovery.
seeing this now and
So exciting today.
watch the rocket just come back and land in the
It
circle.
doesn't
like,
stop.
It does not stop.
All right, we did
landed
hear
in
again
this-
that
and
call
hit the
out for
target.
orbital insertion, so that means Falcon 9 and Dragon right now exactly where they're supposed to be.
Gonna need an FRC on recovery 1.
And it's right at about 12 minutes when Dragon will separate. Looks like we saw a
just lost
zero
the
G
Dragon.
indicator
That's their
floating
mascot.
around there. I know Bob and Doug owe us a little bit about what exactly that is
We
that
lost
they
the
brought up
Dragon.
with them.
It's Puff the Magic Dragon.
And before separation, before Dragon initiates separation from the second stage, they do make sure to they do ensure that the vehicle is not spinning and it is in good condition before we separate.
That's right, the upper stage does small attitude maneuver using some cold gas thrusters built into the rocket body itself.
I like when they call it attitude adjustment.
Exactly. So we do expect that separation to occur in about a minute from now, but they do wait until they have full confirmation that it is ready to separate.
Who's touching me?
Such cool views. I cannot get over
Look at that.
this
Look how
view
fast that
that we're
rocket's
seeing
going.
right
Fast.
now. Bob and Doug on the right
Look at that.
screen inside of Crew Dragon out in space.
27,000 kilometers.
200 kilometers over planet Earth, or a little over 124 miles, traveling in excess of 2,700 meters, 27,000 meters per second, or about 16,000 miles per hour. Again, we're just standing by. That separation event should be coming up shortly, and they'll begin a series of checks on the Draco thrusters that are going to be used to maneuver and then power Dragon on its flight to the International Space Station. Standing by for
That's
separation.
why we like this so much.
Expected loss of signal, walls.
Here we go. This will be cool.
It sounds like we had an expected LOS loss of signal with one of the ground stations. Waiting for confirmation now of that
Dragon
signal.
separation confirmed.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There is a great view right in front of you of Dragon separating.
Separation confirmed.
And there's that call out. Dragon is now officially making its way to the International Space Station today.
Dragon SpaceX with that separation call. We have a few words for you from our Falcon 9 team.
Standing by.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to Ground. Bob Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
Sounded like someone on an amusement park.
Thanks, Bala. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first human ride for Falcon 9. And it was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work and thanks for the great ride to space.
Copy all.
Bala, I'd like to proud of you guys and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for what you've done for us today, putting America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
Copy all. Good luck. Godspeed.
All right, so Bob and Doug are in
And Dragon
space.
SpaceX, we confirm nominal ECLS activation and service section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deploys in progress.
Okay, they're gonna dump the nose.
Copy all. We're monitoring.
The Corps here in Hawthorne giving the crew a heads up that we have confirmation the nose cone is just deploying. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think, 105 degrees, and that's going to expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that they're going to be going through once they attach to the International Space Station, and also 4 of those Draco thrusters, we call them the forward bulkhead thrusters, that are going to be used for these major phase burns or firings of those thrusters to actually raise their orbit gradually over the coming hours. Also heard good activation of the ECLS, that's the Environmental Control and Life Support System. That's everything controlling their atmosphere, just keeping Dragon a nice, safe, habitable environment where they're going to be living for the next 19 hours until they arrive at the space station.
Right, exactly. And Falcon 9's job may be done for today, but the mission is not over. Crew Dragon's job is not done. As you can see, Bob and Doug are still inside Crew Dragon, making their way. It will be a 19-hour trip to the International Space Station before they dock tomorrow morning.
So look, they're now.
And
Their
such
helmets
cool
are up. They're
views.
like,
I love
okay,
that we
we're
can get
okay.
these live views here and see and watch what they're doing now that they are in orbit.
Yeah, it's incredible to just be looking over their shoulder, to be along for the ride. And we're going to be with them, and we're going to be with all of you the entire way for their journey to the space station. We're going to be covering live throughout Bob and Doug will obviously have a sleep period where they'll get about 8 hours of sleep a little bit later today before they wake up for all of their final approach. One of the major things we are looking forward to in the next couple of hours is going to be their first turn at the controls. So they're actually going to be using those touchscreen displays to take control and manually pilot Dragon. We'll walk you through what that's going to look like, and assuming we have some good ground station coverage, we'll be able to get views from right inside Dragon, looking over their shoulder as they manipulate the controls at the display. But I mean, we had a smooth ride uphill, both stages of the Falcon 9 doing their job, placing Bob and Doug into orbit. I mean, this is a day, this is a historical day. This is us kicking off that new era of spaceflight that we've all been talking about and longing for since the space shuttle program came to an end in 2011.
Yes.
And the weather cooperated.
Yes, second time's a charm.
Right.
All right, so day for the history books. As you can see, we have lost some live signal there, but the mission still continues, and we're going to send it over to KSC to continue broadcasting live with you guys.
Signal, Newfoundland.
Yeah.